as a matter of building up into an alignment within the Act. So we sift through these nominations and we get the best. Sometimes we can't bring everybody here. We are limited with space also. And also you can't say you can continue honoring all Kenyans at a go. Otherwise we shall kill the process. So there are limits, and we make it happy by one time or another to nominate these people. I can tell you from this time a very interesting part. We nominate a sports person from Bungoma who won gold in javelin 1978. She could not believe it. But because of our search, we have a research institution and a team which works looking around. We nominated that lady. She's over the moon. She's very, very happy. She said for the first time, government has recognized. She's feeling like this is great. So we are moving away from what was happening before in the nomination of heroes. We want to involve the public as much as we can do. I remember when we have gotten out the 142 name, we take it back to the public to sanction and tell us whether there's something wrong or right for 14 days. For 14 days. So we believe, like, you don't call us and tell us I don't like so-and-so, I don't like Abdallah. No. There are protocols for saying no. Give us an affidavit that you believe Abdallah is not right. So we also see the people, somebody can just hate you by your name and say, I don't want so-and-so. So there are protocols for denying somebody that honor. We will go through it. And also we'll say, okay, this one does not meet the right. We also work with NIS. We also work with all government security. They sit in our committee to verify some of these names. So it's my belief that whatever the council is doing is an all-round search for, with proper integrity, to see that we change the thinking, the norms people have been building up about what Heroes Council is doing. The honor is given to us. We are now trying to implement our Act, Kenya Heroes Act 2014, and I believe I have a council with a lot of wisdom. A lot of wisdom. I have Jimmy Angwenyi there, Honorable. As a chair, I have Gitua Kaingeri, a freedom fighter who's almost 99 years old. I have Leonard Mambo there. I have Reverend Labaia. I have Hussein. These are people with experience. They are teachers. They would not wish for anything to go wrong. And that wisdom we get from them brings out the best way we are trying to ensure that let the public also feel us. We know we are just beginning. We are trying to make it have more publicity to come. Like this one is also part of publicity we are appreciating as we are on the stadium, to ensure that the public understands what we do. We are open for any critique. That one we put it rightly, and any opinion which can come to us, we shall appreciate.
And of course, out of the 142 of them, 24 are from the coast region. People are elated about that. So tell us about the uniqueness about this 142 people. What did they do? What did you see they did that was so exceptional? Especially, what was the theme that guided you this year?
Well, I tell you, we are guided by the 14 categories. You can't go out of it because it's an act. But the people we have, I could mention just a few. We have Daudi Tonje is being honored. I don't know whether anybody have a challenge with that. The work he did in the forces, everybody knows. General Mohammed is also being honored and is very happy about it. We have Agustin Cheruyot, who is here with us in the stadium. Very, very happy about this honor. We have Abbas Gulit, who is here with us. We have one of the blood donors, number 1 of 5 times. I don't know how many people, some of us have done maybe 6 times. He's here with us. So we have Don Motif, an artist known very well. We have the young boy, Luis from Nyeri, who went back to save his colleagues when there was fire in their school. So we are trying to pick some of the areas which are more current, and we go back also posthumously. Like now we are honoring, as we are in the course, Metekilili Wamenza officially to be honored for the works he did for our liberation struggle. So it's a rich honor we are giving, and the people are ready. Some can be interviewed. I know some of you have interviewed some of them, and it's a very key honor we are giving to them.
And maybe just to the public who are watching right now, not within the confines of this stadium, just tell them, once that shujaa is vetted, what is it expected? Are there remuneration or their status at least changes for the better?
That's a very, very key question, because the council is moving away from getting an honor and being a dead end. It's not like that. To explain this, I'll take you a little bit backward what we did last year. After the honor, we told them to form welfare groups in their region to work together. So if you have environmentalists and they have some work to do, they go do it. Like last year, this year in June, we supported the environmentalist heroes in Mombasa at Chuda Creek to plant mangrove, which I visited just before coming here the other day. The trees are doing very well. So we are working on how to support each other. Whenever there is any activities under government directive which can be worked by a group, those welfare groups they are formed help us. We are also telling them after honor is not a way to stop. Yesterday I had a meeting with them and I told them, don't go and get the honor medal and sleep with it. Do more now. Be motivated to do it. We are looking at how best we can use those heroes, even for peacemaking, for cohesion. We visited Marsabit. And remember, we are honoring posthumous, all the 14 who died in Marsabit for the first time, after almost 18 years, from 2006 to date. So we are telling them, if you are honored on peacemaking, Kenya needs peacemakers. Why don't you be in the forefront as a hero who has been honored by the head of state and do your work? If you are an environmentalist, planting trees is the key thing in this government. Go. If you are an artist, how do you moderate the celebrations of the artist? Isn't it? So we are honoring, talking to them to do even more on what they have been honored on. It's not stopping there. And I'm happy even some of last year's heroes are with us here to share with the others the importance of coming together as a unit, and we are building up a bigger unit which can be working together with the council to do some work.
And maybe your final remarks to the Kenyans who are listening and watching the proceedings from Kwale State.
Thank you so much, most of the Kenyans who are listening to us from Kwale. First of all, we appreciate you. Know that we have a council now which is very much dedicated to honor you, and be watching around June, July for our call so that you can also nominate persons you have identified who have done good work so that that nomination can reach us. And we are telling you that it's important for us not to leave anybody behind, because we are a small unit, we can't see everything. You who are in those regional areas, help us identify good people whom we can honor and celebrate them. When we honor them and celebrate them, we are bringing a cohesion in this country. We are making them emulate a good united Kenya for the future and for the goodness of this country.
Thank you so much. And of course, that is the National Heroes Council Chief Executive Officer, who have been touring around Kwale County and of course various parts of the country. We've just heard out of the 142, 24 are from the coastal region, and they have been confining themselves within the 14 key areas. We've just heard from the CEO that this year it has all been about peace, and there are peacemakers, several of them who have been identified at the end of the day. Even lieutenants who are serving within the Kenya Defence Forces, generals, major generals as well, commanders will be of course feted in the list of 142 Shujas. And of course right now, any moment from now, we do anticipate the main guests to arrive. Already the podium has filled to the brim. That is the VIP section, and of course the leaders from governors and members of parliament, senators, as well as members of the county assembly, and men and women in uniform have already arrived. The chief guest, President William Ruto, First Lady Mama Rachel Ruto also, and I'm going to say a motorcade of that is the National Assembly Speaker, that is Moses Masika Wetangula, now arriving into the stadium. We do know even the Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi will be here. Even the senator who was serving in the administration, that is the Speaker of the National Assembly, Jeffrey Amason Kingi, will also be arriving here following that momentous process we witnessed in the National Assembly. And of course the key guests are arriving any moment from now. If you see the key guests arriving right now, it means any moment from now we do anticipate the leaders to arrive. Even from here I can see the Senator Majority Leader, that is Aaron Cheriot, and a host of legislators already to the podium itself. This will be the main road once the the president will be arriving with his motorcade, will be heading over, of course, to the main entrance. And of course, once the president arrives, you will see him boarding the special car from the Kenya Defence Forces, and he'll tour around the stadium greeting the residents before he goes to do the guard of honor. Already the men and women in the Kenya Defence Forces from Navy, Army, as well as the Air Force are already lined up at the middle of the stadium. Any moment from now, the head of state will be arriving. We just heard from the expectations from Kenyans and the leaders alike, talking about what they expect from the head of state to address them. Given that this is the coastal region, they anticipate to hear more about economy, the fishing industry, and the tourism sector, how they can be improved on so that it can show at the end of the day people are living out of that. Given that this is the coastal region, that is their main business. And of course here in Kwale, agriculture also is very key, and you do know the government right now is, of course, and there you have it. The governor has arrived, and you see the eruption within the stadium. That is Fatuma Achani, who has just arrived into the stadium. Any moment from now, she is being ushered. She will be ushered into the main dais or the main podium. And of course, she is the host governor of this year's Mashujaa Day, the 61st of its kind, and the first in Kwale County. Fatuma Achani, you do know she has been working closely with the national government, especially in realization of this of a 10,000-seater stadium that we are in right now. Even we showed you earlier on images of the stadium. It's already packed to the brim, and many residents who are being informed are still outside there. We do hope that they'll be allowed into the stadium to see the entertainment.
The arrival of the Deputy President Designate, the Honorable Kithure Kindiki, who has just arrived at the Kwale Stadium. At this point now, all we expect is the arrival of the President, because there appears to be no other protocols beyond that. Professor Kithure Kindiki has arrived, the Deputy President Designate. Of course, we had to see the Prime Cabinet Secretary, Dr. Musalia Mudavadi, but so far the Honorable Moses Wetangula, the Speaker of the National Assembly, has arrived. And so has the Governor for Kwale County, the Honorable Fatma Achani, who has also made her way to the stadium. And the Prime Cabinet Secretary has also arrived, the Honorable Musalia Mudavadi. So largely, what we just waiting for is the arrival of His Excellency the President. But our camera is fixed at the VIP entrance, where the guests will be making their way through, and let's see who this is. That is the Speaker of the Senate. That is Amason Jeffa Kingi, the Speaker of the Senate, Amason Jeffa Kingi, and so has the Speaker of the National Assembly, Moses Wetangula, arrived. So the two speakers are here, and Anna Gertrude Mbeyu of Kilifi County, Women Representative, has also arrived. So what we expect at this point, the Chief Justice, Martha Kwale, and probably the entourage from the judiciary, and then the arrival of His Excellency the President. The big question is, will the Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua, make his way here following what has transpired over the last 2 weeks, part of it being him being impeached and the replacement already gazetted, Professor Kithure Kindiki being gazetted as the Deputy President. Only that there was a court order that has barred his swearing in as a Deputy President. The government is in the courts of justice, led by the Attorney General Dorcas Oduor, challenging those orders. And the idea here is to ensure that Professor Abraham Kithure Kindiki is sworn in as a Deputy President in the coming days, and preferably next week. The prayers to lift those orders yesterday was denied So much of any outcome regarding the swearing in of a deputy president would have to be on Tuesday because it is presumed that tomorrow is also a public holiday. The Mashujaa celebrations right here at the Kwale Stadium. The first Mashujaa celebrations, of course, under the 2010 Constitution, were held in Nairobi. You remember the last year's celebrations were in Kericho County. There are several other counties that have hosted Mashujaa Day, but Mashujaa Day is not the only holiday that is celebrated outside in Nairobi County. There are other counties really that have hosted the Mashujaa Day celebrations, including the last time being the Madaraka Day celebrations that were held. The Madaraka Day celebrations, as you will remember, were also celebrated outside Nairobi County. So it's a norm now in government where celebrations, the national celebrations are taken outside the county of Nairobi, where normally they used to be held traditionally. The last one were held in Bungoma County of the Western Kenya region. VIPs, of course, continue to trickle in into the stadium, but much of what we are waiting for is the arrival of the president. We continue to await the arrival of His Excellency, the President, Dr. William Samuel Ruto. We are yet to locate the Chief Justice, or probably could have come in through another route, because there are two VIP gates to access the stadium. But our eyes are much more transfixed on where the President will enter through. I suspect that's the regional commissioner of the Coast region making his way also to the grounds. And looks like we have the president. Here we go. President William Ruto has arrived to officiate the Mashujaa Day celebrations in Kwale County. And here he comes, the man of the moment, the President of the Republic of Kenya, the Honorable William Ruto, who is going to preside over this event. Of course, you see the formation, the arrow formation of the speed bikes. This arrow formation is for the protection and the honor of the office of President. And this will mark the commencement of the Mashujaa Day celebrations. It's now official that we are kickstarting the Mashujaa Day celebrations right here in Kwale County. After disembarking from his official vehicle, he will board the ceremonial vehicle that is reserved for the Commander-in-Chief, and of course received there by General Charles Moreu Kahariri, the Kenya Defense Forces Chief of Defense Forces. He will then proceed to receive greetings from Kenyans aboard that ceremonial Land Rover. We'll now hand you over to the stadium, of course, as it prepares to receive His Excellency the President as he makes his way into the stadium.
Jeshi mkuu, niombe tusimame kwa heshima kumkaribisha Mheshimiwa Rais tukiongozwa na bendi ya Maroon. Hadi baadaye. Hadi baadaye. Mheshimiwa Rais, sherehe ya Mashujaa, wapi shangwe na vigelegele kwa Mheshimiwa Rais. Moja, mbili, karibu Mheshimiwa Rais, utuongoze kwa sherehe ya leo. Moja, karibu Mheshimiwa Rais, wanafunzi peperusha bendera, wapi shangwe na vigelegele kwa Mheshimiwa Rais. Karibu Mheshimiwa Rais, utuongoze kwa sherehe ya leo. eneo gatuzi la Kwale, katika sherehe ya mashujaa. Tuendelee kumkaribisha Mheshimiwa Rais kwa makofi, mabibi na mabwana, anapojiunga nasi katika eneo gatuzi la Kwale, sherehe ya mashujaa. Karibu Mheshimiwa Rais, utuongoze kwa sherehe.